Right.
I couldn't.
You got
Have you redone it?
No, but being on Zoom every day is a new day. All righty, Miss Shirley, let's tell us something good. It's St. Patty's Day. We're looking for that pot of gold.
Well, I wish I had it. If I would share, but I haven't found it yet. But I'm still looking. I'm hoping one of these days it's going to show up. I'll find that little leprechaun out there somewhere and he'll lead me to it.
That's right. That's right.
Now, if we were able to get together, that Jeff might be my little leprechaun tonight, right?
He's a good leprechaun. He's a really good leprechaun.
Oh,
I miss our being able to get togethers and, at the meetings and
well, it's coming.
Celebrate.
They're coming again. We will be together again. I see it coming.
Well, I had my Moderna #1 this morning.
Yeah.
So.
Jeff and I got shot #2, and on Saturday we will officially be 2 weeks, which means we'll have our antibodies. I'm still going to socially distance, still going to wear my mask unless you've had your shot. But if you've had your shot and I've had my shot, we can have supper and we don't have to wear masks.
Right. Yep.
everybody can bring their ticket. Show your card.
Proof right here.
Jeff took a picture of ours, so it's in our phone.
Well, I want to thank everybody for being with us, taking time tonight to be with us in our reading of You Are a Badass at Making Money. And I will say that there's a few words in here that she uses, like Kathy says, that I'm not going to repeat. But chapter 9 is moving on up. And she starts out by talking about being in her early 20s and moving to Barcelona, Spain, and having a wild, fun time, and then going to Naples to visit her relatives on her dad's side, and she's expecting to go have a wonderful time and get to know her cousin, Valentina. And when she gets and then she's going to share a great chunk of hidden hash she's got in a box of tampons.
Oh, wow.
She gets over there, and her cousin's idea of a fun time is walking around the plaza and eating gelatos. So she finds out real quick that life is different for different people. And this is her way of showing us how our environment affects us. Her cousin grew up with an environment of wine on the table. She grew up, it was taboo. So our environment shapes everything from our drinking habits to our financial situations to our physical appearances. And the longer we immerse ourselves in a certain surroundings, the more they influence us.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to money, we need to surround ourselves with a huge effect on how we perceive it and how we feel about it. How do you all feel about money? Anybody got a comment? Are they happy to have it?
Yes.
Have enough?
Yes.
Have enough?
Yeah.
Yes. And more is on the way.
Always.
Money cannot buy happiness, but it sure makes a good down payment.
It does.
Yeah, that's good.
She says a good measure to take an average income of the 5 people you hang around with the most, and most likely you'll find your income level. So what she's telling us to do, she says, without giving it much thought, we accept our environment as being reality to represent what normal life looks like. Doesn't everybody Well, now we don't need to know that, but this is why when you decide to upgrade your income and standard of living, it's important to put yourself in the new environment you're intending to create for yourself as best you can. It not only jars you out of your old way of thinking and believing and being, but it gives the new environment an opportunity to start having an effect on you as you start becoming your new idea of what's normal for yourself. Go test a car you'd love to buy every week. Walk on in the stores you want to be able to shop at, the Talberts or whatever. Try on some clothes. Stroll through the neighborhoods. Decide what house you would like to buy in one of the upscale neighborhoods. That sort of thing. Anybody done any of that lately?
No.
Lately, unfortunately, I used to do this
No.
kind of stuff a lot, but lately I hadn't done anything but reside at 7155 Sunset Lake Road.
Right.
Well, now you've done some walking, just not through the upscale neighborhoods,
I,
right?
I don't mean to be ugly, but there's not any of those high-end stores in Fuquay that I can go in and do that.
Oh, me.
But you know what I think I'm going to do? I think you've said that, and I'm going to spend some time online looking at some of those stores. I bet you they've all got somewhere online I can take a look, and I don't even have to leave home.
Yeah, you got that right.
That's right. Yeah.
She gives an example of taking a 35-minute drive to the beach because she desperately wants to live at the beach. So she would take a 35-minute across town, and she would sit down at a coffee shop in the neighborhood that she wanted to live in. And then she would walk around and tell everybody that she was looking for an apartment in the area. So finally she saw an ad and it said cozy. She didn't realize quite how cozy it was. It was a garage for the last tenant of a Toyota Corolla. So she kind of bamboozled the landlord and he let her rent the cozy apartment because it was a stepping stone to get her into the neighborhood that she wanted to live in. She kind of spruced things up in it, she says, but it really changed her. She said she could smell and hear the ocean. She could ride her bike everywhere and swim whenever she felt like it. And it made a gigantic difference in her energy and her outlook on life. She felt inspired, happy, and in her element. And she also had to prove to everyone, including herself, that she could do the impossible. She had found
Mhm.
an apartment in Venice Beach that was cheap. But she says we're driven by emotions. And if our surroundings depress us, it's very critical that we do whatever we can to brighten things up. Put on a new coat of paint, clean your windows, hang up pictures of magazines of places you'd love to visit or live in and look at them all the time. Get your plans together. You could buy some plants, tidy up your clutter, throw a nice bedspread over your rusty couch or ready couch, and get sheets thumbtacked over the windows. But whatever you need to do to make things look better and make you feel happy. Beauty can grow from a muck, but only if it has the proper nourishment and energy. Shabby is, shabby does. So take one day, one little day, and spend it tending to raising the frequency of your surroundings. This goes for everything in your environment, the clothes you wear, the food you eat, the music you listen to, the places you stroll. Be very conscious of what brings you joy and purposefully participate in those things as best you can and ditch anything that makes you feel down or makes you want to yawn, go to sleep. Just put those things out of your life.
I like that. But my thing about my clutter, I think 2 or 3
Yeah, I do too.
matches would do the trick.
You think what?
2 or 3 matches would be quicker.
Oh my dear. Well, if they were outside in the yard, maybe in a burn barrel. Is that what you mean, Kathy?
Oh yeah.
She means
Yeah.
like my grandma used to tell my mother, you know what, you ain't never going to get that house cleaned up. But if I had 2 gallons of gas and a match, I could fix it.
Oh, boy.
She'd,
Well,
she'd fix the whole house then.
Yeah,
I
because
did-
my grandma, you could eat off of her floors. Her granddaughter
my.
and her daughter had that problem.
Well, you can eat off our floors, at least the ones you can see. We're very clean. We're just very cluttered.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Oh.
I guess maybe we need to set aside a routine that we have a cheese pile that we all gather at, because I somehow think that the 5 people on this call tonight might not be the 5 that I need to be hanging around. But I can meet you at the cheese pile and catch up every now and then.
Yeah, we
very
can meet at
good,
the
very
cheese
good.
pile. I don't know if Susan knows what about the cheese pile, the book that we've read
No.
previously.
Susan, there's a book you just got to read or even listen to on Audible book.
Yeah.
It's called Who Moved My Cheese?
That's right. That's
right.
Okay.
It's dealing with change. And we all have a lot in common in that we're dealing with change, but according to this woman, we need to be hanging around the 5 people that will increase our frequency. So
Well, yeah.
except for putting my finger in a light switch, I don't know. My frequency might not go up unless you change your friends. So it was nice knowing all of y'all.
Well, it says we need to
The
surround
who
ourselves
moved my cheese?
with people who will cheer you up and offer support. We do that now, Kathy.
Absolutely.
We gotta
yeah.
say we do offer support,
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
and who hands you a. You don't want people who say, "Well, good luck with that," and go the other way.
Yeah.
We need to let go of the people that are doing that to us if we're going to succeed. It
Right.
says be willing to let people go that does not mean they will definitely go, but you're kind of easing away from them and going toward people that will help you raise your level of energy, your frequency, to where you can feel like you are doing what you need to do. And it says,
Right.
whatever you're shedding, you must surrender the low to make space for the high that you're going to grow. And here are some keys. She gives us several keys for hanging with high frequency people who will help you get rich. They boost your energy. You remember how you feel if you go to a particularly inspiring speaker. Sometimes after we listen to Kimball, after she's given us a good talk, you know how that makes you feel when we go to the conventions and we listen to these people about how they got where they are and how they want to help us get where we would like to go.
Yeah.
They strengthen your faith. It's being around confident, wealth positive people whom you respect gives you permission to believe that there is abundance available to you too. No matter how impossible a situation may seem, a super confident person who believes in something without a doubt is a force of nature that can inspire you to reach great heights. And they up your game. If you're around people who are making money in great and joyful ways, you'll not only see what's possible for you, but you'll be motivated to push yourself. And it says, surround yourself with people who are bringing their A game, and you will want to bring your A game too. They make you mightier. There's a great story about an army it's about to cross a bridge, and the captain tells his soldiers to walk out of step with one another, because if they're all in sync, the momentum will make the bridge do that crazy bendy thing that bridges do right before they snap. People in motion moving together as a group create a massive force strong enough to rip the bridge in half. So coming together with kick-ass people and sharing your resources, your ideas, your connections, your know-how, your enthusiasm, and your snacks, it says. So we do a little sharing of that every now and then. Will take you much farther and faster than if you are working on your own. So surround yourself with generous, creative, big thinkers, and you'll maximize your opportunity to get rich. They celebrate who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone who talks about how you know who your true friends are when you're desperate and things bottom out. But we need to send a shout out to the friends who stick by us when we're kicking ass, it says. So when we're doing good and the people are still giving us encouragement, even though they might be not doing as well, having a hard time, then we need to keep those people around us.
Right.
Surround yourself with people who have your back and celebrate your success no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And to get rich, there's a suggested money mantra. Say it, write it, feel it, own it. I love money because it makes me more of who I really am. And it suggests that we do a vision board, cut out pictures of places, things, experiences, types of people we're excited to experience in your life, and hang it somewhere where you'll see it often. We need to be seeing it every day, several times a day, preferably. Make a list of the things that you might have to give up as you go down your road to the riches. Any of y'all have any ideas of some things that you might need to give up?
Some of my negative thoughts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good one, I think.
Stinking thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, the
Yeah.
more we have on our plate, the less we can do for ourselves.
Mhm.
So we have to decide what we can give up to make a little room on the plate.
Yep. That's for sure.
Well, it says we need to improve our environment,
Yeah.
our homes, our cars, our clothes, our general appearance, the exercise routines, the foods we eat, the music we listen to, the news we pay attention to. Any of y'all have any comments about any of those things?
Well, I will tell you that if I didn't have, I've been practicing. There's a book called The Miracle Morning, and I started practicing the Miracle Morning last year, right after I came back from Humans Being More, which I got back the night before the world shut down. I got back on the 15th, and we shut down on the 16th. And I've been practicing it all along, and it is what sustained me through that. And I will tell you, in these last 2 weeks have been really hard on our family. And but I make sure I get up every morning and I do my meditation and I write in my book, and then I get up and I exercise. And that really does sustain me.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
and I'm gonna work a little on this, because my mantra right now has been money loves me and it comes to me constantly and effortlessly. But I like this mantra. I love it because it makes me more of who I really want to be. And every day I write, I am financially free, and I love the freedom it gives me. I think I talked about that last week, because it allows me to help my family. It allows me to support my church. It allows me to support Faces, a nonprofit I'm on the board of, and it allows me to help with the parental alienation nonprofit. And it allows me to take my family on a dream vacation every year. And, that's what money is to me. It's a tool to help me live the life and change lives for others. And, and then we can talk about pure, pristine money instead of dirty money. We talk about pure, pristine money, because money really, you look at Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton gave $1 million,
Mhm.
$1 million to help move this immunizations along. That's the kind of stuff. And Dolly Parton is a very generous woman. She
Yes.
is.
Yes.
She's made a whole lot of money, and she's given a whole lot of money away. And that's where I want to be. I want to be able to give like that.
Yes. She supplies books for children in rural areas
Mhm.
free for first 5 years of their life. They get a new book every month.
Mhm.
All you got to do is sign up and get it free. Every child.
That's a
It's
wonderful thing.
she's amazing. I would love to be like Dolly. She's a
Absolutely.
wonderful. Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. Well, I bought one of her books and it says, what would Dolly do in this situation?
Oh, I love
Uh,
I gave it to one of my friends for a Christmas present, and she just has enjoyed it, because that's the way we feel. We both love Dolly Parton.
Oh, absolutely.
A good soul. She really is a good soul.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Christmas special that she recorded
Oh,
and
yeah.
sent to the network channel was so good. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
saw it or not, but
Yes.
I
Yeah.
thought, she went out on a limb, but she made it home-like, and she made it down to earth, and it wasn't full of flash in the pan. It was just genuine, and I really did like it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's more of what this world needs right now, I think.
Exactly.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that.
So we all need to go hang out with Dolly to improve our frequency.
Can we do that the next field trip, guys?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good field trip. I tell you, well, maybe you just need, vibrational stuff. You got to put on a little Dolly music and listen to it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yes. Yeah.
we could try
I
that.
play that. Then there was, I get my Alexa to play. Then there was Jesus every morning with her and, is it Keith Brown?
I know
Have you
who
ever
you're
heard
talking.
that one?
Yes. Oh my goodness. That caught me by surprise. First time I heard it, I thought, that woman sounds exactly like Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
And I thought, it never dawned on me that she would really do that.
Yes.
With a fairly new guy. And oh my goodness, what a beautiful song.
It just, yes. Yeah. It just makes my day.
Yes.
And she is 75 years old.
Yeah.
And she's posing for some magazine where she's going to be scantily dressed that she posed for when she was 40. I don't know which, but I heard her talking about that. She is, Dolly is something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dolly said when she was a little girl and she saw all those painted women and they were calling them hussies, she said, I didn't want to tell anybody that's what I wanted to look like. And she says, and I didn't care if they thought I was one of those. I could still be a nice person.
Yeah. That's done, yeah,
She'd set a good example.
That's right. That's right.
right.
Yeah, I tell you, that movie 9 to 5 just got me. She was so good in that.
She
There-
was.
I don't know anything that she's attempted that she just hasn't excelled in. And she's just
Yeah.
down home.
Yes, yes. She's just pure and innocent, just pure.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and she knows the limits of things. She's very savvy.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we can move on to the the next
Sorry.
chapter, a word from our accountant.
All right.
And she's telling us that we have to be willing to change something if we want to change our financial situation. It's just that
Mhm.
simple.
Mhm.
You have to put your ego aside and ask for help from a mentor or a coach. You may have to take a job that isn't your dream job
Mhm.
as a stepping stone to help you get to where you want to be going. And you may have to triple your rates, which doesn't apply to most of us. It would to Kimball, maybe, but you know, we says to spend money, we're scared to spend. Take a job where you feel like you have no idea of what you're doing and then figure it out as you go along. I don't know about it, that I would try that one though. But she says, change your mind and change your life. And she's going to touch on 5 different scenarios that will help us maximize our income stream. But keep in mind that no matter what got you going, you have to expand your mindset beyond where you're at, or you really,
Mhm.
if you really want to knock it out of the park, wake up, become aware of how you're perceiving reality, make new choices, get outside help for fresh perspectives, believe in the unbelievable. Most people in financial struggle, not because they suck at what they do, but just don't have any prospects, but because they don't stretch their minds. Regardless of which of these scenarios apply to you, read them all because there's always some overlap and you never know what'll get the spark of an idea that will change your life. She's got number 1, start your own business. And she gives you us pros and cons on that. And she's saying the pros are there's no limit to how much money you can make or how big you can grow your business. Small, medium, or large, the choice is yours. The decision is yours, and the oyster is yours to reach out and grab. You can design your own lifestyle, work when and how you want, and with whom you want. You might travel the world while running your business, run it out of your kitchen, hire your pals, work in your robe, whatever. You're the boss. The decisions are yours. The cons are you are the boss. The responsibility is all yours. The risk are yours. You have to, if you have no structure, but the structure you create yourself. So your discipline must be solid, rock solid, it says. Otherwise, especially at the beginning, you're alone in front of your computer,
Mhm.
all by yourself. If you decide to go into business for yourself, you need to notice what excites you, what comes naturally to you, what you're excited to share with the world. We're trying to share our NECAN products. This is what excites us. That and the fact that we want to try to help people in this world by using some of the products as well as giving them the opportunity to have another source of income if they care to join our team. Another way to get ideas is by noticing the complaint you hear others or yourself talking about. And I don't think this applies to us here. But it says, do your numbers, make sure your ideas have profit and growth potential. We know that we have that potential with NECAN. They're a wonderful company and they've structured our income in a wonderful package for us. We just got to get out and try to grow our teams and expand it to where we can start making the money that we need to do. It says leverage your time as much as possible. We need to focus on what we're doing, schedule our times, and focus on one thing at a time. Don't try to be multitasking, and do whatever it takes to get the work done. It says you can have your ego or you can have your dreams. We need to get good at sales. Even if you're in business, you're in the business of sales, because without sales, you ain't got no business. Take courses, discover the parts about sales that you're good at, and it goes deeper than you think. Practice, get good at the skill sets, and stop saying how much you love everything about your business except the sales part. It says you can have your own business and want to grow it. And it suggests hiring a coach or get a mentor. We have quite a few people in NECAN that have that, they fulfill that role for both of us. Some of them are great coaches, and some of them are great at helping mentor us as we go down the road. And it says you can have a job you hate or bored to death by. That doesn't apply to us. You can have a job you don't like, but you don't make much money. We don't need to get into that. We're unemployed and looking for a job. I don't think that fits any of us. But regardless of what our situation is, remember that what you're seeking is also seeking you. The success that we want is out there trying to help us get where we want to be. So we need to seize the stepping stones. We need to treat money the way we like to be treated. We're having a relationship with money, and in order for things to go well, we need to put time, focus, and love into the relationship. Give money a chance and a reason to hang out with you. Take an interest in its life. Get clear on how much money you have, what you're bringing in, your income, investments, royalties, however much you acquire each month to live, and where each of your dollar goes. What you focus on, you create more of. This is an opportunity that will take you approximately 15 minutes to kind of figure out and reel off an overwhelming or boring issue. Treat money with respect. Pay attention to your money. Be grateful for the awesomeness it brings into your life. Speak highly of it. Give and receive it with glee, gratitude, generosity. When you get your bank statement that says your stimulus money has come in here shortly, say thank you. We appreciate your coming in to us. When we get our check from NECAN on the 15th of each month, or weekly from our sales, we need to look at our bank statement and say, or on the computer and say, thank you. We appreciate your coming into our lives. And it suggests that we hire professionals to handle our money if we feel confused or overwhelmed or clueless. Financial planners, accountants, bookkeepers. And it says Be a good host to money. Make room for your money. Make it feel welcome. Nature hates a vacuum, so create space for your new money to fill up. Get a financial planner and set up a retirement plan, investment funds, or a savings account. Prepare the nest for where the money will have a place to come in. And you'll be more excited, more confident, and it'll help you get rich. And don't take any failures personally. If you mess up, say, okay, how could I have done it differently? And try to figure it out and just keep on trudging. Temporary failures become permanent defeats only when you say no, when you say so. And we're not going to do that. Treat everyone and everything with respect and do your best no matter what. An opportunity that seems really simple and stupid could open the door to possible huge possibilities. And what you put out is mirrored back to you. So if you want greatness, you have to exude greatness. And she gives a suggestion here for a mantra. I love money because it gives me freedom and options. And that's how I love living my life, with a whole lot of freedom and options. Anyone want to add anything to a mantra along that line?
Sounds a lot like what Kimball shared with us.
It does. That's what I was thinking.
And I was thinking about Kimball when you mentioned coaching, getting a good coach.
Yeah.
If you will listen and do the things that Kimball suggests for us to do, I think we'll all do a much better job than what we are doing. I have great intentions, but sometimes when the rubber meets the road, my tire is twisted. It doesn't roll.
Oh.
So,
I've got something I want to say about that tonight as we finish up, because I am cognizant of the time for all of us. But today I met with my coach, and you all know that my life has been sort of going sideways for about, I guess at this point, 6 weeks. And the last week has been the most trying. And I opened up the thing and I went in to look where I'm at. And I've done almost as much personally in March as I did the entire month last year. And it was a really good month. And then my PGV is just about what it does for and my OV is even better. And what Scott said to me was, he said, what do you attribute that to? And I wanted to think about it. And I said, it's a team, because this is a team sport. And because I have done some little things, even though the world was going sideways, I've sent out some emails. I have done my posting, but I have set myself up to win. And there's 3 things I want you to think about, because these are the people you're looking for. You're looking for people who, when the shit hits the fan, they handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And what that usually means is that you've got a team set up. And I said, we've continued with our team stuff on Wednesday night. And I'd already set it up where you all were going to be teaching. So I didn't even have to worry about it. See, that's what it's all about. It's about, because all of you are leaders. I've never wanted to build a group of followers. What I want is a group of leaders. And then you're going to find more and we will become bigger. So you're looking for those people that they handle it, whatever it is, and are willing to get that team set up. And then the second thing is keep your ears wide open and your eyes wide open to learn the lessons that come from the crises and the mistakes that you make. one of the lessons I've learned is I got to get 2 weeks ahead on my posting for Facebook, because it was okay. I was doing it a day or two at a time, but then it hit the fan. And when it hit the fan, there were a couple of days I didn't post anything because I just wasn't. So, but that's just one lesson. So when it happens, be looking at the lessons that I believe it's God gives us. And then number 3, vision is everything. I believe that vision is what everyone who is a leader is really led by, and freedom is right next to vision. You heard what she was talking about with that mantra. And it's the team that you are building provides the freedom. I didn't have to be working as hard as I did in January, because I've been doing it for months and I had a team, and you all continue to work. And so, and I thought about it, when I became an entrepreneur, it's because I had these babies and nobody was going to tell me I couldn't be away from them. That's what we want. We hear about freedom and we think, oh, freedom means I'm going to Hawaii for 2 weeks. Oh, freedom means that, I just can get up anytime in the world I want in the morning. But the freedom that's more important to me is that when my daddy called me on Monday, and he was flipping out, and he said, and I said, you want to take her back to the emergency room, don't you? And he said, yes. And I said, Daddy, call for a wheelchair. I'm picking up my keys and I'm walking out the door, and I will be there as quickly as I can safely get there and not get a ticket. Now that's freedom.
Yeah.
I didn't have to call a boss. And I didn't have to call anybody and ask, could I? And I didn't have to worry if I was going to get fired. I could just do it. I did the same thing last Thursday. And when I spent the night at the hospital Thursday night, I didn't have to explain if I was going to come in late or what I was going to do on Friday.
Wow.
Some of the things that freedom gives you, and to me, family is way more important than a trip to Hawaii. Jeff and I've got a week's vacation. We're going to go somewhere. We ain't even booked it because I knew I wasn't going to book it till I found out that the family was stable. So I want you to be thinking about, this is what this business can give you. And so let's go out there and find people that handle it when it happens, that are always trying to learn to be better and learn for those places we fall, because you're all going to fall. But they have a vision and they want freedom, and they want it for the important things. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of them out there. And I am just very honored that every single one of you is a part of my team. And I'm going to send out a little email, and it probably won't get out till Saturday, the way things are going. But, it's so funny how God always sets things up just like they are, because the thing that Shirley was saying tonight, I was thinking about this afternoon when I talked to Scott, and I was jotting this stuff down, and it all just, it's like there was a friend of mine that I took in that went on hospice, and she didn't want to die in a nursing home. So Jeff and I took her in, and she lived with us 2 months till she died. And she said, the older I get, the more I know that life just unfolds. You think there's nothing, but it's all intertwined.
True.
And that's where we're at. So I am very honored that each of you is in our lives, but we're going to get busy on this. I've got some email marketing that I'm going to be bringing to you all that, you can be using to build. This is going to be our year, guys, and we are going to rock it. So I want to thank each one of you. I mean, this, when I thought about it today, this business is more important to me now than the block businesses were when I bought them, because, helping my dad and my stepmom finish well that's just about everything. That is just about everything. And I'm blessed to have all of you. So I don't want you to forget, tomorrow night at 7, it's our Laugh, Learn, and Energize. And Barbara's going to be our fabulous speaker. And then on Saturday, it's going to be the Seiko Kai. And I think that's 1 to 3. And last week, with all this going on, well, actually, before it really hit the fan, I got a call, and Julie Tara had dropped out, and they wanted to know if Jeff and I could be one of their success testimonies. And I said yes, and then it hit the fan. But we are locked and loaded and ready to share something on Saturday, and we're going to tell our story. And I think I'm going to finish it with what I said tonight, these 3 things that I've learned and how important that business is, because I think that's really important. I mean, that is what is real. And the people that are going to be doing good at this business, they're the real people. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when we've all got shots and things are better, we're going to get together and we're going to have a huge party with lots of good food. And we got lots of things to share. I want Kathy to do something in a few weeks when we finish this, because she's got some amazing ideas and things she was sharing with me today that she's doing with those that are on her team. But I want everybody to hear them, because she's got, and you all do, you are all leaders. There's not a single follower on our team. Every one of you are leaders.
Kimball,
I'm just excited for all of you. Yes, Kathy.
on WhatsApp, I have a suggestion. If we have an affirmation or a mantra that we really like, let's just share it with each other on WhatsApp. We don't have to.
I love that. I love that.
And that way, if there's something, it might be something that really resonates with one person that doesn't, you know, but and you don't think about it till you shared it.
That's right. That's
See,
right.
I was getting ready to ask you to post us 2 or 3 mantras every week, and I'm thinking, oh heck.
Let's all share. Let's all share, because you've
That's right
too. I mean, you know, that's how I get the ones I get, is I've got something, and then I hear somebody else and I add more to it. And
well, I tell you what helped me tonight on the Entrepreneurs Being More is that Leo LeMay shared his email system that you had brought back to us, but hearing him and his delightful accent and the words he shared and his nonchalant way of, I don't want business, I don't want recruits, but yet he was doing everything that brought him what he was saying he didn't want. That was really, really good.
Leo is a great guy. I was planning to be on there tonight, and about that time, I talked to my dad, and he couldn't find my mom. They were supposed to be bringing her back to that hospital, and she was supposed to have been back there like a half hour before, and he wasn't sure if Hill was coming to spend the night. And so I had to make some calls and get it all set up. You know, when you're the nurse in the family, there's certain things that you are expected to do.
Yep.
I know Susan knows that, and I know Shirley is a nurse. And I've been orchestrating this stuff.
Oh my goodness.
But you know, yeah, that is wonderful. And I Kathy, I can't wait. Well, I know I'll get the recording, but we'll talk later, because I'd love to hear and Leo LeMay is a wonderful person. So any of you that can be on Saturday, I think I've already put the Seiko Kai information out, but I'll put it out again. If you can't, don't worry about it. I'm sure it's recorded.
You did, but the time on it was weird. It was like early in the morning. Is that a different time?
That's Pacific time. That's Pacific time. Yeah, always check and see, because it's.
Well, I looked at it. I was going to ask tonight, because I looked at it and I thought, no, surely they're not doing it that early in the morning if they include West Coast.
No.
Well, it's normally 3 hours difference.
Yeah.
But with our daylight savings time, what's that going to do to us?
It's still 3 hours difference.
Still 3 hours.
Yeah, we were 2 hours different from CC, because Arizona doesn't use daylight savings. So now we're 3 hours. She's California time now. So it changes it up. And but you know what? This is the first year that I have ever, for 2 weeks solid, I changed my sleep times, so that when we did that spring forward thing, I started going to bed an hour earlier and getting up an hour earlier. I tell you what, I have gone through it this time. There's been no jet lag. There's been nothing. Because I try to practice what I preach. So if you've had any problems this week, next year, I'm going to tell you it's the bomb. Just start choosing 15 minutes and then go another 15 till you've got it that hour. And then that time changes, it isn't any big deal. Because I'm going to tell you what, circadian rhythms are a real thing. And when the time change occurs, usually Mondays are the worst day of the week for heart attacks. On Tuesday after daylight savings time, it is just as bad the numbers are as that Monday.
Wow.
So that's telling you. In fact, I told Hill tonight, my stepbrother, I said, look, you need to go and stay and you let my daddy go home because he's going to be taking care of her tomorrow. And when you're 86 years old, it's much more important that your sleep not be disturbed. That's why I stayed last Thursday night and sent daddy on home and told him to come back on Friday morning. Because the way it is at the hospital, you can't have but 2 visitors the whole time you're there. One can be there 9P to 9A and the other one can be there 9A to 9P. So Hill went over and daddy came home and we'll get them all squared away tomorrow. But I just want to thank you how much Jeff and I are blessed because all of you in our lives, and let's go make some money and change some lives.
That's great.
Well, we want to thank you for being there for us. You're bragging on us and we want to brag on you a little bit.
Amen.
So we
Sister.
greatly appreciate you.
Well, thank you. We
I
love
like to just
we love-
remember all the stories the way you remember them, that I could retell them
Yeah.
to have the effect that you do.
You know, my brain remembers things in stories. I might meet people and never remember their name, but I will remember every piece of their story. And I have been like this forever. I mean, I'm a storyteller. Susan might know who Jean Houston is, but Jean Houston is a therapist and she worked with Margaret Mead. And
Oh, yeah.
time I was in fact, I'm going to be in this tomorrow. I was at the psychotherapy networker and Jean was doing a thing and there was like 500 people in this big ballroom and she was standing, and she said, the redhead back there, you're about 8 rows back, first seat. And I looked around and she's pointing at me and I said, me? And she said, stand up. She said, I'm getting this message from you. She said, and this was when I was starting my practice. And she said, in old times, you were a visionary and people don't understand you because you look at the big picture and you can see how things are going to go way out. She said, so people don't appreciate you in our culture the way they would have years ago. She says, but you're a therapist and you need to get this practice going because you've got a lot to offer. And she went through this whole thing. Now, I've never seen this woman. And then this other woman stands up and said, and I don't even remember but it was just like, oh my gosh. So, you know, there are many, many things and God has lots of things. And I know, and I keep telling people, I told Julie Taylor the other week, she said, I wish I could get excited as you. And I said, you can't. I said, I'm telling you, there are perfect storms and we're in one, ladies. So we've got a lot to bring to the world right now and we can make a lot of money. And that money, it's not just to go to the beach. It is money that we can help other people with. And it can give us that time freedom so that when our families need them, we don't have to worry about a job or how much money it's going to take or whatever.
Right.
That's what freedom's about.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, guys. We will see you all tomorrow night. Have a blessed night and good sleep.
Good job, Shirley.
Good
Great.
night.
Night.
Great, Shirley. Woo-hoo.
Night, night.
Good night.